Why does one whiskey taste sweet and smooth, while another tastes smoky like a campfire? Why do some bottles cost $30 and others cost $3,000? The answer is simple. Not all whiskey is the same. Today, we're breaking down every major type of whiskey, what makes them different, where they come from, and why people around the world love them. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what separates Scotch, Bourbon, Irish whiskey, rye, and Japanese whiskey. Let's start with the one most people think of first. At its core, whiskey is simple. It's a distilled drink made from fermented grains and aged in wooden barrels. But the type of grain, the country it's made in, the distillation method, and the barrel it ages in can completely change the flavor. That's why whiskey has so many styles. Some are sweet, some are spicy, some are smooth, and some taste like smoke and fire. Let's go through the most important types one by one. Scotch whiskey. Let's start with one of the most famous. As the name suggests, Scotch must be made in Scotland, and it has strict rules. It must age in oak barrels for at least 3 years. Most Scotch uses malted barley as its main grain. But what really makes Scotch famous is its smoky flavor. Some Scotch whiskies are dried using burning peat, which is basically compressed plant material from the ground. When the barley dries over peat smoke, it absorbs that smoky flavor. The result? A whiskey that can taste like smoke, earth, and even sea air. But not all Scotch is smoky. There are 2 major categories. Single malt Scotch, made from malted barley at a single distillery. These are usually more complex and often more expensive. Blended Scotch, a mix of different whiskeys combined together. Blended Scotch is actually the most common whiskey in the world. People love Scotch for its depth and variety. Some bottles are light and fruity. Others taste like you're drinking beside a bonfire on the coast of Scotland. Bourbon. Next up is Bourbon, America's signature whiskey. Bourbon must be made in the United States, and it has very specific rules. The biggest one? It must contain at least 51% corn. Corn naturally adds sweetness. That's why bourbon often tastes smooth, sweet, and rich. But the real magic comes from the barrels. Bourbon must age in brand new charred oak barrels. When the inside of the barrel is burned, it creates a layer of charcoal. As the whiskey ages, it pulls flavors from that wood: vanilla, caramel, brown sugar, sometimes even toasted marshmallow. Because of this, bourbon is often one of the easiest whiskeys for beginners to enjoy. It's smoother and sweeter than many other types, and it's also one of the most popular whiskeys in the world. Irish whiskey. Now, let's talk about Irish whiskey. Irish whiskey is known for one main thing: smoothness. Many Irish whiskeys are triple distilled, which means the liquid goes through the distillation process 3 times. Most Scotch is distilled twice. That extra distillation removes some rough edges and makes the whiskey lighter and smoother. Irish whiskey also often uses a mix of malted and unmalted barley. The result is a drink that's usually light, slightly sweet, and very easy to sip. Compared to smoky Scotch or spicy rye, Irish whiskey tends to feel clean and approachable. That's why a lot of people who are new to whiskey often start here. It's smooth, it's balanced, and it rarely overwhelms your taste buds. Rye whiskey. Now, let's move to one of the boldest styles. Rye whiskey is made using a large percentage of rye grain, and rye changes everything. Rye naturally creates flavors that are spicy and sharp. Compared to the sweetness of bourbon, rye whiskey often tastes peppery, dry, bold. Some people describe it as having a kick. In the United States, rye whiskey must contain at least 51% rye grain. In Canada, rye whiskey rules are looser, and the flavor can vary more. Rye used to be extremely popular in America, especially in classic cocktails. Drinks like the Manhattan and Old Fashioned were originally made with rye. People who enjoy strong flavors often prefer rye because it stands out. It's not shy. It's loud, spicy, and memorable. Japanese whiskey. Finally, we have Japanese whiskey. And over the last 2 decades, Japanese whiskey has become one of the most respected styles in the world. Japanese distillers originally studied Scottish whiskey-making techniques, but they took those ideas and refined them with extreme precision. Japanese whiskey is known for being balanced, delicate, and incredibly smooth. Instead of focusing on one strong flavor, it often aims for perfect harmony. You might taste light fruit, honey, soft smoke, floral notes. Nothing usually dominates the others, and this attention to detail has paid off. In international competitions, Japanese whiskeys have sometimes beaten famous Scotch brands. Because of this reputation and limited production, many Japanese whiskeys have become very expensive and highly collectible.